Welcome on in and gather around, gang. Creative Assembly has just released an announcement trailer for Tides of Torment. We've already seen one that kind of shows off Sael and the more Norscan side. This is showing kind of all three of the lords in their glory. So let's dive in and take a look. We're going to kind of do this where first we watch through it with no interruptions, and then we'll watch through one more time, and we'll try to point out whatever I see. If you notice anything that I do not, go ahead and throw those in the comments below. That way we can get to kind of dissecting this video and figuring out every little bit in detail that we can. Let's jump in and give it a watch.
Poor lost soul. Servant to your masters. What has loyalty given? Where has devotion led? Shed it all. Change is painful, but pain brings freedom.
Alright, we meet back at the beginning. That's your Tides of Torment trailer. Honestly, a really cool trailer. I do enjoy the cinematic aspect of it. I do think, though, that Aisling's part is probably my favorite of it all. And, truthfully, Aisling's faction was probably in honesty, the one that I was the least excited for. But now, after this trailer, he has kind of a rising up to after being defeated by Lokier thing, and you have to hunt down derpy-looking Lokier, so I'm here for it. It's going to be a lot of fun. Plus, we get to kind of create our own proper Sky Elf Air Force with the new Mist Mage and their own kind of lore of magic, so that's going to be a lot of fun. Let's go ahead and get in and try to analyze this a little bit, see if we can find some of the new units. I have a list of the new units that we know of for sure here. There aren't very many for Norska, but we do get to see something that is new in here, so let's go ahead and start it up again. The beginning is kind of a more cinematic than anything else. We got an Elven Princess. I was hoping maybe we had a different... We got to see the Mist Mage up close, but I think this is just a normal Elven Princess who's been shot a few times in the back. Having a bad day. T'Challa, though, looks great. The first time we kind of see her actually properly animated. And then the bit we've seen with Sael. In fact, I'll probably zoom through this because we've already seen the Sael's bit. What is loyalty given, they ask. We get to see some naval battles here. I'm actually going to back up. It'd be really cool to see naval battles in Warhammer. It's not going to happen, but seeing this is a little bit sad. I could see for a few factions you could do it. For like the elves and the high elves, or for the elves. For the high elves and the dark elves, and then possibly the different dwarf factions, but the asymmetry in the warfare between the different naval factions would be so severe. It'd be really, really tough to actually get that going. And that's why they haven't, but seeing this makes us wish it was a thing. For sure. We've got Aisling versus Lokir. Gets obliterated. And chucked in the sea. That's what happens when you are a loser. And we kind of see our first look at the Merworm. Well, I guess not yet. We get to Charlotte giving the lady a rather close stare. There's the Merworm. We'll back that up. Change is painful. Yeah, now we get a little bit of a glimpse. Oh, excuse me. A little bit of a glimpse here as it kind of floats on by. Yeah, cool. And this one is actually missing one of these eyes later on, or at least one of the eyes is dim. So somehow here, Aisling has like channeled the power of the merworms or something. It's interesting for sure. This poor guy gets turned into teeth, and the other three into a murderous chaos cat. She looks. Look how tall T'Challa is. Yeah, incredible. The combat animations we get to see later on are also awesome. Angry Aisling. That lady gets stabbed a couple times. This is bits we've seen. The music is incredible. Actually, there's parts of this that remind me a bit of Pharaoh. There's Nightmaw. We know Nightmaw is going to be an ability, not an actual unit that comes along with, or not like Krell either, where you summon it and it actually battles. Here we can scoot that forward a little bit. Not a unit that comes in and basically is a summon. This is a proper like wind style effect. It's like kind of like we see later. So Nightmaw is going to be a rather unique ability, not a unit. This part here is the part I'm thinking of that's very Pharaoh. Let me back it up a smidge. Look at this. Even that kind of the stinger note there, that's very Pharaoh. So the High Elf Navy, I guess, has been obliterated by Lokir, and he's rebuilding it with the help of his worm friend. Posing on the Dark Elves as he flies in. I love the Skycutters, look awesome. Look at these things. I was a little bit worried about how the Skycutters would look in animation, but that you can see them actually deploy the kind of sails as they go down. That's awesome. He's got his own. These look different. This is a different color scheme. So hopefully this is just variants, but maybe this is an ROR or this one's the Regiment Around one. Who knows? You can see also the High Elf boats teasing us that we could get a navy, but not this time. Then here you get the Oceanids popping out of the ground, and these guys, there's two different groups of High Elf infantry here. They've got the kind of bronze helms, and then I'm guessing these would be the Sea Patrol, or one of them is the Sea Patrol, and these might just be your normal Lothern Sea Guard. Back here, these look like dragon princes that are on these look like foot dragon princes. Don't they? They're a little taller than everyone else. There's some, they're showing off some new units in here. These are just normal elven archers, but this is definitely a new unit. These are maybe the Lothern Sea Guard, maybe something new, maybe the Sea Patrol. They don't look different enough though. And then this is perhaps a dismounted Dragon Guard. There's a couple of them there, so those are either heroes they've lined up for the shot or interesting. And then the Oceanids burst out of the ground. They look interesting. It's gonna be quite. They're very much like the Kadai, aren't they? But watery, very moist Kadai. They've got the different forms of kind of different animals than the Oceanids, rather, and then the Sea Elemental's the big single entity. Then here we've got our Mist Mage with the brand new Lore of Mist. Like, I cannot wait to get into the High Elves. High Elves might surpass some of my favorite, the Wood Elves, rather, is my favorite faction of the Elven variety. Here we got Sael and his transformed self. Got a Cursed Etten, which is a kind of two-headed, I think more magically oriented giant. This guy, that's a different kind of Norscan. He's almost got a Bretonian helmet here. Yeah, so that's not going to be a hero. This is the Famir Noble. Here, we'll scoot forward just a smidge. That's the new Famir Noble hero. Here's Nightmaw come ripping out, but look at this guy. Yeah, he's got like, this could be a Hung. One of the Hung tribe. Or maybe just a Huskarl. I don't think the only two units I believe they've confirmed are the Chimera, which I don't even think we see here. I'm looking for it, and then the cursed Etten, which we can see here. So that's pretty cool. Very interesting. That's just a normal Marauder Horsemaster. You can see Nightmaw come ripping out. Yeah, I think those are the like hung champions. Try to go kind of slowly here because they're fighting a force of Nurgle. There's lots of Nurgle units. Nightmaw running these what look to be cultists over. There's two cultists standing side by side. Interesting. Yeah, we can see another shot of these kind of more elite-looking Norscan Huskarls are hung there. Another Famir Noble. I don't see anything new besides. These guys look like maybe a Regiment Renowned version. They're a different color. Maybe. And then the Etten giving that, just stomping on this Chaos Spawn. Yeah, there we got the kind of a better... Oh, he's got a... like a red ornamented shield here. Interesting. If you all have better eyes than me, point that out. Let me know in the comments below. But yeah, we got the Cursed Etten smashing. This one definitely has a different color than the one behind it. Has some clothes, so likely this is the Regiment Renowned version, and this is your normal Etten. And we get some beautiful shots of T'Challa's combat animations. We'll let her play through, and then I'll show there's a lot of Slaanesh units here. Just look at that spin. Look, we gotta go back and do it again. In fact, let's do in slow motion. Because that's awesome. It sounds terrible, but look how fast she's moving. Yeah, that's good stuff. And we have the Praeton flying in, which this is a pretty good shot of it. That dark flying version of the Elemental of Tornado Beast is kind of what it reminds me of. It looks awesome. With especially with the flaming orange eyes. Doesn't quite look like a normal beast either. It kind of has the elongated, kind of flabby neck. It looks incredible. Ah, here we go. Those are the proper units. So we know a bunch of the Slaanesh units from the previous blogs. We know about the hero being the Slaanesh champion, which actually was these guys. Slaaneshi champions, I think, was supposed to be... So maybe they've been changed from being the hero type to being a more kind of a smaller elite unit. So it's like aspiring champions for Slaanesh, but it's these snake men here. There's a bunch of them. Usually don't have that many heroes moving together in one group. This looks like a unique model. This looks like what I would think is the hero type here, because you've got the kind of a demonic Joker look. Like a smaller, more lithe version of the Keepers of Secrets. And then in the back you can get the Pleasure Seekers, the new knights that are on the steeds of Slaanesh. And then there's a Norscan unit in here too, you can see. Yeah, there's Beastmen back there too, it looks like. Yeah, so these are going to be the Slangors. And then this guy's got a banner. So maybe this is the champion of Slaanesh. I don't know. We could get two different hero types, or if this is maybe there's a legendary hero in here that I'm missing. This is a very unique looking model. The Praeton flying overhead, and actually if we back it up, I think we can even see a better shot of the Beastmen. No, we can't. I was wrong. Still, you get to see just about all the units here. Oh, here they are. Yeah, there's the Slangors. They don't look like they're very mutated. They definitely look to be a dual weapon variant. I see a sword in each hand here, so a dual weapon variant. And there's something back here with a great weapon. Interesting. Yeah, let's back that up once, because this is just the Praeton landing. There's the Bannermen. Those could just be more of those Landgore Beastmen. Yeah, they show us off quite a few of the units here, whether they have the Praeton flying. And the Burworm. Our new Toad Dragon. Yeah, he looks awesome. He's missing an eye, too, so I guess Aisling has to beat him up to make sure he's his friend. He was going to be a delicious high elf snack and decided instead to punch that Merworm in the face several times. Yeah, I can't wait. Let me know, what is your favorite of these three kind of trailers they've mashed together? Is it the Norskins? Are you going to be playing as Sael the Faithless first? Or T'Challa, or are you going to be jumping in as the Lord Aisling? I think Aisling is going to be the first that I take a crack at. But also let me know if you're going to be jumping into Tides of Torment, or if you're going to be waiting till a little bit closer to see some more of the actual gameplay as kind of shown off by the creators here. This is going to be one of those DLC where I do like what they're showing so far, but I think we do need to wait till a little bit closer and kind of see exactly what they're cooking with before I decide if it's a DLC that's properly worth you guys' money, or you can do that decision for yourself after we show that off. Getting a whole new lore of magic, and as many units as it seems like we are, is a very good thing. Is another delay not great for kind of just keeping the community and just morale up for everyone there? That is true. You lose a little bit of morale momentum here, but the updates recently have truthfully been very good. Management has made a couple of missteps, not getting bugs that are pretty horrendous, honestly, fixed up before now. It's some of these that are still in the game, have been around for quite some time, like the Changeling just kind of doing nothing. There are a few campaigns, we've seen one recently where the Changeling does actually get out and start trying to make things happen, but the second you defeat one of his armies, he goes back to being completely inert, which is no good. You definitely want to make sure all the factions are performing out on the campaign map the way they're supposed to. That way everyone has the experience they're supposed to have. All in all, I'm very glad Creative Assembly did make the decision to delay the Tides of Torment marketing and eventually Tides of Torment itself, to make sure the kind of the core base game and all the actual races work as they're supposed to. That is good, and it's good to see the company make a little bit of a sacrifice to properly shore up and make things the way they're working as they're intended, honestly. Thank you all for stopping on by today's Tides of Torment news update, and this little bit of a rambly outro here. If you enjoyed the video, please remember to leave a like for the like god and a sub for the sub though, and I'll see you all in the next one.